Well, for some reason, the use of the handkerchief was discontinued. But you know something? It could have gone on to be one of the biggest tools a singer has ever had. They try to tell us we're too young to really be in love. I won't cry anymore. Now that you left me, the bells are ringing for me and my gal. My desert is waiting. Dear, come there with me. Don't know why there's no sun up in the sky. Stormy weather, I can't show my face, can't go any place. Dancing in the dark, till the tune is, we're dancing in the dark. Oh, my papa, to me he was so wonderful. Somewhere in space, I hate suspense. Let me go. My heart cries for you, dies for you, dies for you. Standing on the corner, watching all the guys. All singers carry one of these. It's a gun. If I had my wager, you never grow old. Good boy, David. You got your gun off. Dinner for one, please, John. Hey. I guess by now you've noticed that I'm small. Petite, that is. Assuming that you've noticed me at all. Mother Nature's little whim, even tinier than Tim. But if you could use a little, give a call. And all the talk about your shoe size isn't true. I'm still no bigger man than most of you. Don't forget that just a minute still has 60 seconds in it. And people ask for seconds when it's through. I'm small, that's all. And although I know it's true, I'm real and I feel. I guess I'm just a little bit like you. Believe me, I don't feel bad or sad that I'm not tall. There's more to life than playing basketball. Although my trip is strange, it's a trip I wouldn't change. 'Cause when I trip, I haven't far to fall. I think he'll find that I don't mind, I'm small. As to why I grew up short, I have no clue. Although I do recall I smoked cigars at 2. But I'm every inch a human. So to hell with Randy Newman, and I hope he has to stay a year or 2. I'm petite, my sweet, means I'm small, you all, but inside I'm 6'3", short-sighted but delighted just to be me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, right now I'd like to carry on and bring to the stage, first of all, let's give David Moscow. Bar. Ralph? Right over there in the corner. Isn't this wonderful crowd tonight? Look at her. That's our blonde jungle beauty. She's never been monkeyed with. Look how nervous she is. You'd be nervous too if you were stealing. How you doing, darling? Are they tipping you? Tip our girls, otherwise they wish horrible diseases on you people. Lee DeMass, did you book this crowd tonight? Aren't they wonderful, Lee? Stick out your chest when I talk to you, darling. Aren't they wonderful? Okay, we're going to have a good show. You're from London, England, are you?
London? England. Where? Manchester? Leeds? Sussex. Oh, Sussex. Oh, Sussex. Sussex. Isn't that nice? That's a nice mouthful. Sussex. Oh, be honest what you are. You are, damn it. Right, Sussex? I mean, really. Isn't this lovely? She brought her own lunch. Here, take it home. She's got lots of money. Go ahead. She's loaded. You're built like a Studebaker. Everything's in the back. Oh, how did I guess, darling? You're a good girl. Oh, I love the people from New York. New York City, Manhattan. I love New York. All New York. Are you all from New York? Good saying, dear. The New York Times back. Oh, you're going to move up? Okay, good. Hi, folks. Come right in. That's it. Sit your ass right over here. That's it. Shut up. Go ahead. That's it. Good. Glad. Okay, right now we're going to carry on and bring to... Hello, darling. Is this your husband over here? No. That's all right. It's a motel job. That's all right. Oh, that's all right. It's good. You should get a better line than that. Not your mother. That's an old line. Sal... Right? I'm here out there. Sal Macaruso. Sal, wonderful. And David Moscow. He's been upstairs at a party. Okay, David. Hit it, David. We've missed you, David. I've guessed by now you've noticed that I'm small. Petite, that is. Assuming that you've noticed me at all. Mother Nature's little whim. Even tinier than Tim. But if you could use a little, give a call. And all the talk about your shoe size isn't true. I'm still a bigger man than most of you. Don't forget that just a minute still has 60 seconds in it. And people ask for seconds when I'm through. I'm small, that's all. And although I know it's true, I'm real and I feel. I guess I'm just a little bit like you. Believe me, I don't feel bad or sad that I'm not tall. There's more to life than playing basketball. Although my trip is strange, it's a trip I wouldn't change. 'Cause when I trip, I haven't far to fall. I think you'll find that I don't mind. I'm small. As to why I grew up short, I have no clue. Although I do recall I smoked cigars at 2. But I'm every inch a human, so to hell with Randy Newman. And I hope he has to stay a year or 2. I'm petite, my sweet, means I'm small, you all. But inside I'm 6'3", short-sighted but delighted just to be me. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's Christmas time, David. Okay. It is Christmas around the corner. All get your hands together. The holly green, the ivory green, the prettiest picture you ever seen. Christmas in Killarney with all the folks at home. It's nice, you know, to kiss your beau and cuddling under the mistletoe. Santa Claus, you know, of course, is one of the boys from home. The door is always open, the name is paid. The John before. Oh, Danny boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling.
It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or where the valleys hushed and white with snow. It's I'll be orange sunshine, orange shadow. Oh, Danny boy, oh, Danny boy, I love you so. Thank you. David Musco at the piano. Come on, let him hear it. Thank you very much, and good night, and God bless you. Auf Wiedersehen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skip E. Lowe Looks at Hollywood. Tonight's guests are Vivian Blaine, and from the National Enquirer, Don Monte. And now, here's your host, Hollywood's one-of-a-kind, Skip E. Lowe.
I just got back from New York City, and boy, am I happy to be back in California. New York, that's my favorite place, matter of fact. I was just reading the New York Times. It says 35 Puerto Ricans in a crash. Their bed broke. I just returned from Puerto Rico. I was an exchange welfare case. Anyway, would you believe it's so cold in Manhattan right now, the Statue of Liberty is holding the torch under her skirt. That's how cold it is. But I love New York. Matter of fact, I'm happy to be back here. And, you know, I can't even talk straight. Matter of fact, it's time to take a butch pill. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to our show this evening. We have a great show. Do you know we have the senior editor from the West Coast editor, ladies and gentlemen, from the National Enquirer, Don Monte. Let's get him. And also we have a wonderful screen and stage, and she is internationally known. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Miss Vivian Blaine. God, how are you folks doing? I just got back from New York, and it was cold.
How cold?
Very cold. And how have you been?
Very well,
what have
thank
you
you.
been doing with yourself?
Busy, hanging in there.
You certainly are. You are a busy lady, and you just keep busy.
Well, I find that work begets work, and I love to work, and I'm a workaholic, and so there's nothing else that I would prefer doing anyway.
Right. You love the theater, though.
Oh, I love the theater.
The theater, yeah. Better than motion pictures.
Well, the rewards are more instantaneous, let's put it that way, but I wouldn't mind a film here and there.
You just did a show right here in...
At the Zephyr.
Zephyr Theater. What was that?
That was Family Jokes. It was an original play, and we were there for 6 weeks. And it was equity waiver, and you know, you really have to love it when you work for nothing.
Exactly.
Let's put it that way.
Right. But you're such a great performer on that stage. I haven't seen you on stage in a long time because I've been so busy doing my other things.
Yes, well.
But I was talking to Mimi Hines last night, and she said she saw you at that theater, and you were wonderful. She said you were just wonderful.
you.
Don, did you see her there?
I certainly did.
You did, huh?
And something else that she did just last year at the Pantages called Star Time.
I did see
Where
that.
she
Where
stole the
was I?
show.
Of course I was.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I went with Bobby Morse. That's right. You were there.
Yes.
I'm so sorry. Do forgive me, Vivian.
That's quite all right.
I did see her there.
It's Christmas time, otherwise you wouldn't be
It was
forgetting.
all
sorry,
that
darling.
star magic on that stage. And it was,
Yes,
Yeah, it was
Hildegard
it was
and
special.
I'm sorry, Vivian. You were. It was wonderful. I get confused with you and Janet Blair. Why do I do that?
I don't know.
Why?
Put together, standing next to each other, we don't look alike.
No.
But somehow or other, when we're apart, I just loved you in South Pacific,
Yeah.
and she always gets you were wonderful in Guys and
You do
Dolls.
get that.
So thank God we like each other, otherwise it would be a terrible
Guys
situation.
and Dolls. That was a great motion picture. You did that on Broadway.
Yes, the
The
original.
original, And how was Sinatra to work for?
Oh, he was wonderful. You know, it was a very strange thing. Everybody kept waiting for the balloon to go up between Marlon Brando and Sinatra because they're enormous stars and have enormous egos too. But nothing happened. It was just peace and quiet, and I think a lot of people, when the picture was over, just crept away very disappointed.
Do you believe Brando has an enormous ego? I mean, he lives
I
up...
don't know.
He's a wonderful guy. He lives up in Mulholland, all alone, doesn't go out anywhere. Is that right, Don?
He lives not far from my house.
He's in town.
He ventures out every now and then, but it's
Yeah,
strange
you're-
hours of the day and
You're
night.
after those little stories, aren't you?
Well, I live up in that area, and one can't help noticing one jogging, can one?
Tell me, what's the National Enquirer really all about? What is it really all
Well,
about?
Skip, what it's about basically is entertainment. We are the largest selling publication in the United States. There's something in it for everybody. It's
Why is it-
informative, it's entertainment, as a matter of fact, I get letters from teachers, or they forward letters to me from teachers all over the country who use it in some of their lessons. Because there are how-to pieces, there are political pieces, there are medical pieces, not just entertainment, but I must say we do have more entertainment news now than we ever have had before in our 25-year history. And, of course, we're selling more papers now than we ever have before as well.
How long have you been working for the National Enquirer?
In eternity, forever. When I went to work for the Enquirer, there was probably a little over 1.5 million a week circulation, and now it's past 6.5 million and 33 million readers a week.
You're the senior editor for the West Coast.
Celebrity, yes.
Celebrity editor,
Gossip, yes.
That's what I'm going to... It's gossip.
The magic word.
Gossip. Now, tell me, how do you get your stories? How do you
Let me
get your
explain something
stories?
to you. Gossip, by virtue of its own definition, is hearsay.
Right.
We are not out to maim anyone. We are not out to hurt anyone. We happen to be very observant. We are very well trained to do what we do. So if a celebrity like Miss
Vivian,
Blaine
right.
or someone else is out at a party and does something silly or funny, not to hurt them.
Yes, I understand.
If I don't report
You believe
that...
the public should know
Now,
this.
hold it. If I don't report that, there are 75 or 80 other people in that room. Somebody's going to drop a dime and call the Times, the Examiner, and it may not come out quite as nice because this is an elegant lady. A situation is not always the way it looks, but then there are those that are. And I believe that a star should act like a star in public because their public
She
is
deserves
around them and constantly watching.
To the public, right.
And this is a classic example of a star.
Yes, she is a star.
I thank you.
But unfortunately, not everybody is from the old school, like Miss Blaine.
Yeah, she is from the old school. She started at 20th?
Well, see, there are very few stars
Yes.
left today, Skip. There are what we call personalities, as opposed to stars.
Yes.
She's one of the last of these stars.
Yes, I agree.
You know, and
Yes. And she's still a star today. She still works.
Yes.
She's out there working. As a matter of fact, she just cut an album.
it's a wonderful
And
one.
it's a wonderful album, huh?
Yeah, well, you want to know the truth? I am not a fan of mine, and I have yet to hear the album.
You haven't?
I have not heard it.
I was there the night they recorded it at the Gardenia Club.
It was at the Gardenia? You
And,
recorded
yes.
this?
Yeah.
And I must tell you that whole club that night was filled to capacity. There was not breathing room. And Vivian came on that stage, and for an hour and a half, you could hear a pin drop. People jumped to their feet because she did her whole song bag, you know, Guys and Dolls,
Right.
ballads, pop tunes. She does it
You
all.
make me
and she
feel
does
so
it all.
wonderful.
Can you tell I'm a fan? Beside a good friend. We've known each other for years. We go back a long way, but this is truly an artist. And there's very few of those left where you can go into a club and sit down and be totally captivated for an hour and a half.
Yes. And she was at the Gardenia. That's for our New York audiences, Don and Vivian.
Very smart
That is a
supper club here in
small,
town, yes.
very smart supper club on Santa Monica Boulevard here in West Hollywood.
And I only hope it's the start of the old supper club.
Wouldn't that be marvelous?
We don't have them in
No,
Hollywood.
very
We
few
really
places.
don't.
When you think to go out of an evening,
Right.
after dinner,
Yes.
where do you go? What do you do?
Thank you. Where do you go?
See, there was a time we had Ciro's and the Macombo, and
And
we had
the
the Coconut
Trocadero.
Grove and the
Unbelievable.
Trocadero, and it went on and on and on.
Yeah.
But this is about as close as we've come now, and they're starting the trend back. As a matter of fact, even Kathy Gallagher's has just initiated a room
Upstairs,
above, which
small.
is a tiny little room,
Tiny.
and they're having name stars, and they've done very well. It's only been open a short time.
I
but
saw
maybe-
Maureen Murphy there
Yeah.
a couple days ago.
And Maxine Andrews has played there, but it's the start of a trend, I
Yes.
hope, that's going to bring back a place where these stars can perform.
That's what I'm trying to do
It
with
would be
my
lovely.
showcase. I have a room now I'm doing at Teddy's on Melrose every Tuesday, which is tonight. I'm going to do there tonight. I have people like Robert Walker Jr.'s daughter tonight, who she brings on Jennifer Jones. People come and see. It's a lovely little room. It's very small. It's across the street in Montmouisson. Melrose. It's a very nice room, and I have 20 acts, singers and comedians. And every Tuesday night, I present the showcase. It's very nice. And we don't have supper clubs, though, real supper
No.
clubs. The only one we have is La Cage aux Folles, which is, that's the only...
That's more the
It's-
nightclub as opposed to an intimate supper club.
Yeah.
There's a place in New York that sticks in my mind, and I used to go to years ago, and it's still there, still operating, called the Living Room.
Yes, yes.
And what's so beautiful, it's on 2nd Avenue.
Yes,
and
right.
It's very intimate.
I know the room.
A star like Vivian can communicate closely with her public, you know, and they love that. They
Yes.
love that, as opposed to a large, huge nightclub where there's no
A la
intimacy.
Vegas, yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah, you can't
exactly.
touch them,
Yeah.
really.
Do you like to perform in nightclubs, Vivian?
While I'm on stage, I do. I find it rather a lonely life. If you're doing 2 shows a night, in between, what do you do? You know, it's...
Right.
one of
It's a
those
hotel
things.
room.
Yeah.
All day,
Yeah.
listening.
But again, when I'm on stage, it makes up
I
for
want
it.
to talk about your album.
Okay.
This is a beautiful picture of you in the back of the cover. It's called Vivian Blaine for You. This is the front cover. It's a beautiful picture, and this is the back. Isn't it a lovely picture? What's the album all about, Vivian? Actually, it's
Well, it's a lot of the
your
nightclub
songs,
act.
your
Yes.
songs that you have done in all the years, and you are going to donate
All the proceeds
all
go
the
to
proceeds
AIDS.
to the AIDS.
AIDS.
Why are you doing that?
Well, just about the time that I was asked to do the album, I had been aware of AIDS, of course. But within a week, 2 of my friends passed away from AIDS. And I thought to myself, dear God. And my husband said, well, why don't we donate, you're going to do the album anyway, why don't we donate all of the proceeds to AIDS? And of course,
That's great. They need a lot of money. I understand they're getting a lot of money from the government now.
Oh,
aren't
it's
they?
so slow. It's
Slow.
slow
It's
as
slow.
molasses.
It is, really?
You know it. And then so much of that, they're getting some, but
Some,
certainly
not enough.
What,
Not enough,
No.
no.
It's, there's never enough of anything for anything. But it's really very slow.
Let me interrupt a second. I must say that this is something else that Vivian is very hesitant to bring up, but she is the first internationally known star who stepped forward in the name of AIDS openly and said, let's raise some money for these people.
Well, that's right. She is.
Well, somebody has to.
Yes,
Somebody had to
that's
start
wonderful.
it,
That's
you know.
That's wonderful.
I just,
We applaud you. That's great. Thank you, Don, for bringing that up. That's
Thank you,
beautiful. That's beautiful.
But somebody has to start it, and I just wish there were a lot of people who were following in my footsteps, or at least aiding me a little bit for AIDS. But that will come.
Yes, that's very nice. Don, tell me, the National Enquirer.
Excuse me.
Sometimes the National Enquirer, do you feel they're unfair for certain people and they're not for certain others?
Not at all.
No, they're not?
Not at all, because
Okay.
you see, you have to know the background of a story. We don't just sit down at our desks and write these stories. The stories that are on that front page have been in the making, have been in the works for possibly 2 to 3 weeks. We have teams of reporters, teams of 5 or 6 reporters, specialists in their field, who work hand in hand, contacting people who deal with those people, contacting people who work with those people, sometimes who are related to those people. Everything is first-hand information.
I see.
It's unfortunate that the Los Angeles Times, the New York Times, and the Herald Examiner bury what they call corrections in Section 3, page 49, but they do it daily. and so do the trade papers. Nobody is infallible. We do the best we can with the time allotted to give the readers what they want. We have polled. People write letters. This is who we want to read about.
Yes.
So we make a special effort to go out, dig into these people's personalities, their careers. We snap them coming out of parties and going to functions. We talk with them when we can.
Yes.
When we can't, we talk to their representatives. We're not out to hurt anybody.
What is a celebrity to you as a writer, as a celebrity writer?
A celebrity to me, well, you see, again, every show that I do, this question comes up, but you have to understand, today, it's a package deal. If you're going to accept, for instance, a person gets a television series, a starring role in a television series, it's conservative to estimate that that person will make over $1 million a year in that leading role in a regular television series. Now, if you are willing, as a personality, and notice I don't say star because here sits a star.
That's
this is
right.
a personality we're talking about. If you're willing to accept that $1 million or more in salary, it's a package deal. With that comes publicity. Some of it good, some of it bad. Not everybody's going to write a puff piece on you.
Right, I agree.
If you go out and you create a scene in a restaurant, or you are drunk in public, or you give a waiter a hard time in another restaurant, or whatever the case may be, there are people all over this town. You know how tiny this community is.
Oh, my dear. You think it and they know it.
There are
Yes.
bartenders, that people see this, people hear this, they tell a friend tells another friend, and then I get the phone call.
That's where you get your stories?
Exactly.
That's where you get your stories from.
These
You don't go to
things all
clubs. You don't go
I
to clubs.
do every night, yes.
You
I
do?
go to clubs, I go to
Get it from
restaurants.
waiters and bartenders?
No, most of the time, yes, that's true in some cases, but most of the time I'm there and see it myself.
I see.
Because I cover this town like a fine-tooth comb
Right.
7 nights a week,
You're out every night.
every night.
God.
I'm out the door at 7 o'clock in the evening, and I'm not back till 2 or 2:30 in the morning. Now, one evening, Miss Blaine and her husband went out to dinner with me, and I said, I'll tell you what, let's do the run a little bit. Remember that? We went out to
Yes, it was
Georgia.
wonderful.
We had a great deal
Did
of
you go
fun.
along?
We ran
I had a
into
lovely
celebrities.
time.
We ran into celebrities. We hit 5 or 6 different places, but I do this on a nightly basis. And if something presents itself during that course of the evening, that's what we write about. We eyewitnessed it, we saw it, but we don't go looking for people to write bad things about. This is not so. A star acts like a star, in public,
True.
off screen, when there are other people around. But the Inquirer is entertainment. We
Yes.
want to give the readers what they want. We have 33 million readers.
Yes, that's a
They
lot.
tell us what they want. We don't dictate what we're going to write.
Why is your paper such a big hit with everybody? Everybody loves that paper.
Word of mouth.
I don't know if they
guess.
love it, but they buy it.
Exactly. I'll
That's
tell you,
exactly-
there are some
yeah, I don't
producers
know
who
if
we
they-
all know and love in this town, and they're big. We're not talking little producers here. We're talking big fish.
Right.
And I've known them on a social basis or on a personal level for over the years. I've gone into their offices, and I'll see the Inquirer sticking out of a drawer or under a script. Now, they know who I work for, and I know that they read it. And never the twain shall meet. So.
Yes, yes.
But everybody reads it. Whether it's under the dryer, or while you're getting your hair cut, or
Yes.
while you're having a massage, or while you're waiting for your car to get washed.
Yes.
I've even seen people in the market reading it on the line
On the
and
line.
not put it back in the rack, actually pay for
Pay
it.
for it. How nice, yeah. Vivian, tell me something I'd like to know. What was your first Broadway show?
Guys and dolls.
Oh, it was? That was your first Broadway show?
And where do you go from there? You know, when you achieve
You were a
perfection
star
immediately.
right from the
it's,
beginning. God, you star right from the beginning. And then how did you get into motion pictures?
Well, I had been at 20th Century Fox before Guys and Dolls.
You were?
Mhm.
As a stock player or
yeah,
doing
yeah.
stock playing and
Yeah.
stuff? I
Mhm.
see.
And I did films like State Fair and Three Little Girls in Blue
Right, State
and
Fair.
a few others.
Who's in State Fair? I can't remember.
Dick Haynes.
Right.
Jeannie Crane, Dana Andrews, Faye Bainter, Charlie Winninger, Donald Meek.
Oh.
I mean, where
Yeah.
do you
Yeah.
find?
Right.
Where do
You
you
don't find stars today. There aren't
No.
any. The kids today just don't. They don't groom them to be stars
Their
today, do they?
personalities, that's what
It's
I mean. Exactly.
Personality.
By comparison.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it
That's
is.
all they are, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
What's really unfortunate is, I think Vivian can bear this out. Back in the days when she was under contract to Fox, they had what they called the studio system.
Right.
Fox had it. All the major studios had
They
it.
trained
They
them.
would,
They
they would
groomed
find
them.
somebody or take them, groom them,
Yep.
give them fencing lessons, dancing
Yes,
lessons,
yes.
singing lessons, elocution lessons, French lessons, you name it.
Yes,
And they groomed them
of
for
course.
stardom.
Yeah.
But look at the result.
Yeah. yeah.
as compared to today. There's nobody that will take that time anymore. It's too costly. It's too prohibitive.
That's exactly it. And it's sad because they don't have what I would call a backup. There's no
Or
cushion
training
to
ground.
sit
There's
on.
no place where somebody who's really talented, who has the makings to be a star,
Yes. Yes.
can go and show it, or show it off, or be groomed anymore.
Well, what I'm talking about is the cushion of knowledge.
Right.
And they have, they might be around for a while, but because of the fact that they don't have that cushion, they have nothing to draw upon, no resources.
Yes,
right,
yes.
exactly.
And so they're here today and gone tomorrow. In the meantime, they have made that $1 million a year, which is not a bad idea, which certainly you never made when you were under contract in studios. But
I don't think the money's